My name is Maya. I am 23 years old. If someone told me that my best friend was secretly living my life online for years, I would have laughed in their face. I trusted her more than anyone. I shared my secrets with her. I shared my dreams with her. I even shared my passwords with her when we were younger because I believed real friends had nothing to hide. Looking back now, that was the biggest mistake of my life. My story started when I was 12 years old. That was the year I met Chloe. She was the new girl in school. She was shy, quiet, and always sat alone during lunch. One day I felt sorry for her and invited her to sit with me. That simple decision changed my life forever. We became inseparable. We spent every weekend together. We wore matching outfits. People called us twins, even though we looked nothing alike. My parents loved her. Her parents loved me. Everyone believed our friendship would last forever. For years, nothing seemed strange. Chloe always wanted to know everything about me. She asked about my crushes, my family, my fears, and my dreams. I thought she was just being a caring friend. I had no idea she was collecting pieces of my identity like a thief gathering treasure. When we entered high school, social media became a huge part of our lives. Everyone had accounts. Everyone posted pictures. Chloe was always interested in my posts. She would tell me which photos looked best. She helped me write captions. She knew every detail about my online life. One day she asked for some of my photos because she wanted to make a friendship collage. I happily sent dozens of pictures. Months later she asked for more, then more. I never questioned it. Why would I? She was my best friend. During our final year of high school, something strange happened. A boy from another school approached me at a shopping mall. He smiled and said it was nice to finally meet me in person. I stared at him in confusion. He seemed shocked when I told him I had never seen him before. He quickly apologized and walked away. I forgot about it. At least I tried to. Similar things started happening. Random people acted as if they already knew me. Some asked about conversations I had never had. Others mentioned stories I had never told. I thought it was some weird misunderstanding. I had no clue that a much darker truth was hiding behind these encounters. After graduation, Chloe and I attended different colleges. Even though we lived apart, we talked almost every day. One evening, I received a message from a girl named Sarah. She asked why I had blocked her. I told her she had the wrong person. Sarah insisted we had been friends online for nearly 2 years. She sent screenshots. My heart nearly stopped. The profile picture was me. The name was mine. The photos were mine. But the account was not mine. I stared at the screen for several minutes. Someone had created an account pretending to be me. At first, I assumed it was a random scammer. I reported the profile and moved on. A few weeks later, I discovered another fake account. Then another. Then another. Every account used my photos. Every account used my name. Every account shared personal details about my life. Details only someone close to me would know. I became obsessed with finding the person behind it. I changed passwords. I made my profiles private. I reported dozens of fake accounts, but new ones kept appearing. It felt like I was fighting a ghost. The accounts were everywhere. Some were on social media platforms I had never even used. Then things became even stranger. I started losing opportunities. A company rejected me after an interview because they claimed they had seen inappropriate content on my social media. I had no idea what they were talking about. Another employer mentioned controversial comments connected to my name. My reputation was being damaged by someone I could not find. I felt helpless. Every time I deleted one fake account, another appeared. Whoever was doing this seemed determined to become me. One night, I decided to investigate more deeply. I created a new anonymous account and contacted one of the fake profiles. I pretended to be a stranger. The person responded almost immediately. As I read the messages, chills ran down my spine. They spoke exactly like me. They used my favorite phrases. They described events from my childhood. They knew my family members' names. They even knew embarrassing stories I had never posted online. There were only a few people who knew those details. Suddenly, a terrifying thought entered my mind. What if the person pretending to be me was someone I knew? I pushed the thought away. It seemed impossible. Weeks passed. Then one evening, Sarah contacted me again. She told me something that changed everything. She said she had spoken to the fake version of me through video calls several times. My stomach dropped. How could someone use my face on video calls? Sarah sent me a recording. I watched with trembling hands. The image was blurry, but recognizable. It looked exactly like me. Then I noticed something odd. The person moved strangely. The smile looked forced. The voice sounded slightly different. It was not me. Someone had learned to imitate me so well that strangers could not tell the difference. I began making a list of everyone who knew enough about me to pull this off. The list was short. Family members, childhood friends, Chloe. The moment I wrote Chloe's name, I felt guilty. She was my best friend. She would never do something like this. At least, that is what I kept telling myself. Yet the more I thought about it, the more things started making sense. Chloe always wanted my photos. Chloe knew all my stories. Chloe knew my passwords when we were younger. Chloe had access to everything. Still, I refused to believe it. I needed proof. A few months later, I traveled back to my hometown for a family event. Chloe and I met for coffee. During our conversation, she casually mentioned a story from my college years. The problem was, I had never told her that story. Not directly. I had only shared it in private messages with a few online friends. Friends connected to the fake accounts. My heart started racing. How did she know? I acted normal and continued talking, but inside, alarm bells were ringing. That night, I barely slept. The next morning, I started digging deeper. I contacted people who had interacted with the fake profiles. I asked questions, I gathered screenshots. Slowly, a pattern emerged. The fake accounts often became active during specific hours. Those hours matched Chloe's schedule almost perfectly. The locations connected to some login records were also close to where Chloe lived. It was not enough to prove anything, but it was enough to make me suspicious. I felt sick. I wanted to be wrong. I wanted all the evidence to point somewhere else. It never did. Then came the discovery that shattered my world. An old online friend accidentally sent me a photograph. The image showed a laptop screen during a video call. The person on the call was the fake version of me. Reflected in the corner of the screen was part of the room where the caller sat. On the wall hung a unique painting. I recognized it immediately. I had helped Chloe paint it when we were teenagers. My hands started shaking. For several minutes, I just stared at the image. I finally had proof. Chloe was behind it. I confronted her a week later. We met at a quiet park. I brought screenshots, messages, and photos. At first, she laughed and called me paranoid. Then I showed her the reflection photo. The color drained from her face. She sat silently for several seconds. Finally, she whispered, "How long have you known?" Hearing those words felt like being stabbed in the heart. She was not denying it. She was admitting it. Tears filled my eyes as I asked why. Why would my best friend do this to me? Her answer shocked me. She said she had always wanted my life.
She said people liked me more. Teachers praised me more. Boys noticed me more. Opportunities seemed to come easier for me. She felt invisible standing next to me. At first, she only created a fake account to see what it felt like to be me. Then she became addicted. She enjoyed the attention. She enjoyed the friendships. She enjoyed pretending to be someone else.
What started as a fake account eventually became an entire secret life. For years, she built relationships using my identity. She joined groups, she made friends, she dated people, she attended online events. Some people knew her only as me. She admitted that she had spent thousands of hours pretending to be me. It became part of who she was. I could hardly believe what I was hearing. My best friend had stolen pieces of my life for nearly a decade. I asked her if she understood how much damage she had caused. She looked down and said yes, but her actions told a different story. She seemed more upset about being caught than about hurting me. That realization hurt more than anything. The friendship I believed was real had been built on lies. I stood up and walked away. She called my name several times, but I never looked back. The months that followed were difficult. I worked with social media platforms to remove the fake accounts. Some disappeared quickly. Others took longer. I explained the situation to employers. I warned friends and family. Slowly, I started reclaiming my identity. But the emotional damage remained. Trust became difficult. Every new friendship felt risky. Every online interaction made me nervous. I kept wondering how many people knew the fake version of me better than they knew the real me. Then another surprise arrived. Several people who had been friends with the fake version of me reached out after learning the truth. Many were shocked. Some were angry. Others were heartbroken. One woman told me she had considered Chloe her closest friend for years, believing she was talking to me the entire time. Another person revealed they had shared personal struggles with Chloe because they trusted the identity she had stolen. Hearing these stories made me realize the damage extended far beyond my own life. One evening, I received a long message from Chloe. She apologized for everything. She admitted she needed help. She said she had lost herself inside the fake identity she created. Reading the message brought mixed emotions. Part of me felt sorry for her. Another part remembered every lie, every stolen photo, every damaged opportunity. I never responded. Some wounds are too deep for words. Over time, my life improved. I built new friendships. I focused on my career. I became more careful online. Most importantly, I learned the value of protecting my personal information. Trust is important, but blind trust can be dangerous. Even people closest to you can surprise you in ways you never expect. Today, when people hear my story, they often ask how I missed the signs for so many years. The truth is simple. I never imagined my best friend could betray me. I believed loyalty meant something. I believed friendship meant something. Chloe used that belief against me. She hid behind my face while stealing pieces of my life one day at a time. The strangest part is knowing there are still people somewhere in the world who remember the fake version of me. They remember conversations I never had, memories I never created. And that is the story of how the person I trusted most became the person who stole my life. If there is one lesson I learned, it is this. Protect your identity. Protect your information. And remember that sometimes the most dangerous strangers are not strangers at all. Sometimes they are the people sitting right beside you, smiling while secretly becoming you.